Hi everyone, thank you for joining us over the last few days. It's been our great privilege to share the BlastOne Performance Cube know-how derived from our 40 years of insights with all of the viewers. My name is Kate, I'm the marketing coordinator for our APAC region here at BlastOne. For our presentation today, we'll be discussing the topic of innovation. I'm here with Matthew Rowland, the CEO of BlastOne, and also Scott Simmons, our Director of Innovation. I'll start by asking Matthew and Scott, what do you see as the challenges in the blasting industry currently?
Thanks, Kate, and great question. We spend a lot of time with our clients trying to understand for them what are the big issues that they're facing today and what are they concerned about going forward. And there's a lot of common themes come through. One of the first big themes is, how do we improve profitability of the industry? Profit margins are challenging in the industry, and how can we work with our customers to improve that profitability? One of the keys to unlocking profitability is improving productivity. And that's where we've really been focused with our key clients of saying, okay, how do we make sure that everything that you do is as efficient and effective as possible? What are the technologies we can bring to really improve productivity, get you into the job and off the job as fast as you can, so you improve the profitability for our key contractors and also for the asset owners themselves, as well as doing a really high quality job. So we see that productivity piece is really important. Things like robotics and other advanced technologies have really helped us make some step change improvements in that productivity piece and bring improved profitability to our customers in the industry. So that's one that I think is a really key theme that will continue now and going forward. Two of the other key issues that continuously come up is access to well-trained and experienced labour and employees for undertaking project work. Often there's a demand for bringing in new employees to quickly mobilise for new projects, and that can be really challenging trying to find those employees and getting them up to speed quickly. So we work a lot with our clients around how to do on-the-job training, how do we do classroom-based training and really bring them up to speed quickly. We see that as important, and certainly one of the areas we've worked with the ACA is how do we attract more people into our industry so that we've got a bigger pool of people who see that blasting and painting is a great career path and opportunity for them. So we see that as a big important step. The other piece is safety. How do we significantly improve the safety of what we do? We know that industrial coatings is working with high pressures, working with dangerous equipment, working at heights. There's a lot of inherent hazards in what we do. And we work closely with the industry and our customers to say, okay, how do we reduce those risks? How do we make sure that not only have we got the productivity, but we're also improving safety? So how do we take operators out of the harm's way? How do we bring technology into place that reduces the hazards that exist? So Scott, you might have some suggestions in terms of what we've done recently around improving safety for our clients.
Yeah, the key area we've been working on is noise generated by the blasting process. We've been putting a lot of effort into understanding that process, understanding the noise generated and how it impacts not only the operator, but the surrounding environment. Often blasting is carried out in locations that are close to residents or businesses, and so we're really looking at how that noise is generated, how it impacts on surrounding environments, and what we can do to reduce that noise. Not in the first instance, really, to reduce the risk to operators in and around the blasting process. They're exposed to that noise for many hours a day, day on day. So the more we can do to reduce that noise, the better it is for operators. The lower the risk of any hearing injuries or vibration injuries, but also for people who are close by, impact on residents, businesses, and the like. So a lot of focus on noise and how that's generated and how we might reduce that noise that's generated by the nozzle. And we've had a lot of good success in some of the trials we've been doing lately. I say another challenge for the industry really is the regulation, and the industry's focus on improving safety for the operator. So there's a lot of focus on making sure not only in in the blasting industry, but also more broadly in general industry. Focus on safety is a ever-changing and moving target. Blasting is a hazardous occupation, so the regulations that you see in each of the regions we operate in are very strict and becoming stricter and more difficult to comply with. So our focus really is on making sure that we're reducing those risks where we can, eliminating, as Matthew said, taking operators out of harm's way, but where we can't, reduce those risks.
That's great. Very interesting insights on some of the important challenges. So moving on to the next question, what is BlastOne's view on innovation and development?
Kate, we see that it is absolutely critical for the industry that we continue to develop our products, our systems, our people, and come up with new innovations to really touch on those critical issues that we've been talking about in terms of profitability, safety, and employee knowledge. So, one of the key strategies for BlastOne is to take all of the knowledge that we've generated over the 40 years that we've operated, all of the locations that we've operated in from North America into Southeast Asia, across Australia and New Zealand as well, take the insights and the challenges from our customers and say, okay, how do we take all of that and actually come up with some innovations that's really going to help our customers improve in those three key areas? And how do we improve their safety, that productivity and profitability, and employee know-how? So that we see that as central to what we do, and we invest a lot of time and effort, particularly over the last 2 years, coming up with some great innovations that I think will be really exciting for the industry. We've partnered with best-in-class people. So one of the things that we've done over the last 2 years is partner with the University of Queensland, the School of Mechanical Engineering. They've been a great partner for us to develop some really exciting and new technologies that we'll be releasing hopefully in the coming months with the industry.
Along with that, Matthew, is our approach to innovation. We're really trying to make standardise our approach to identifying issues, coming up with concepts that we can use to solve those problems, and going through a more rigorous and standardised testing process so we can produce evidence and we can demonstrate that the innovations and the improvements that we're making are robust, and we can show to industry that we're really getting either a productivity benefit or a safety benefit from the effort that we're putting in. So we're looking at a more scientific approach. As you say, we're partnering with great people, and the outcome of that will be good products with good evidence to show that they're working as we want them to.
Yeah, great point, Scott. One of the things that we deployed last year was a robotic blasting chamber, so that we're using robots to actually do the blasting, so we can get very repeatable experiments and tests. So we're taking out the variability that typically you see with a human operator, which is just natural in terms of trying to continuously do blasting all day. So what that allows us to do is really fast track our development so that we can look at new innovations in the blasting systems and approaches and abrasives, do that really quickly and get repeatable, highly accurate data that we can share with our clients, again, to really help them with their productivity and improve their profitability.
Thanks, Matthew. That's a great lead in actually to my next question. Can you share some of the exciting products that BlastOne have in the pipeline?
Yeah, we've got some really exciting ones, Kate. As we mentioned, one of the ones that I think will be featured as part of this ACA sessions will be our new D-grip, which we're looking to say, okay, how do we get a safety interlock system that is safer and easier for our customers to use? One of the things that I've seen personally is some really tragic accidents that have occurred across the industry over the last 3 years, where there's been a failure of the deadman system, either intentionally or unintentionally. So we've really worked with our key suppliers to say, okay, is there a way that we can come up with a fundamentally better design that is more ergonomic for our operators and safer inherently in terms of the operation? So again, we're taking the key people out of harm's way. So that's a really exciting development. One of the other really exciting developments is, how do we improve the efficiency of the blasting system? When we look at the overall blasting system, we see that the amount of energy that's actually used with a blast pod hose and a blast nozzle is about 7 to 8%. It's certainly less than 10% of the energy that goes into this system in terms of compressed air is actually used in meaningful work. So that's a really inefficient system. So what we've done is to really fundamentally look at that system and say, how do we improve that efficiency? Because if we can unlock that efficiency, then that's savings in terms of energy, it's opportunity to improve productivity. So one of the areas that we've really focused on is, how do we improve the blast nozzle and how do we get some better efficiency out of that? We see that there's a lot of wastage of energy in that process. So we've got some really exciting innovations around new blast nozzle designs and systems that you'll see coming out, which we think will unlock a step change improvement in productivity for our customers.
We should also mention, along with that technology, is our work on reducing the noise generated from the blasting process. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of focus on noise generated, and we've been working on some products that in early stage testing have some significant improvements in noise generated from the nozzle, which is a great outcome for operators. In field testing, we've seen upwards of 16 decibel reduction in noise output or sound pressure level generated by the blasting nozzle. And when you consider, that's about a metre from the nozzle. So if you're looking at operators around the nozzle, typically they're exposed to between maybe 125, 130 decibels of noise pressure when you're operating at a recommended nozzle pressure for blasting. So that's a fairly loud environment to be working in, and we take 16 decibels or up to 16 decibels off that noise generated. It's a great outcome for the operator and also for those in the immediate surrounding vicinity of where the blasting is being carried out. So that's a great outcome from a noise reduction point of view.
Thanks, Scott and Matthew. Very exciting times ahead. Great discussion today and some great insights there on industry challenges and how BlastOne are working to improve the contractor's role and manage the asset owner's expectations. So that wraps up our discussion about innovation. And if you have any questions from BlastOne's presentations over the last few days, please reach out to the team. We'd love to have a chat with you.